Hello friends, in the series on the income tax cases, today we will discuss a very important case which is in regard to issuing of the notice under section 148 where the assessee has filed a writ petition and which was allowed in favor of the assessee, and after allowing the writ petition in favor of the assessee, the department issues a fresh notice to the assessee under section 148 which is beyond the limitation period by taking a plea that the time lost in the earlier writ petition should be excluded and the limitation period should be calculated by excluding the time lost in the proceedings of the writ petition which was filed earlier by the assessee. So whether that period should be excluded or not was the focal point of this second writ petition filed by the assessee. This issue has been taken up by Honorable Delhi High Court in the case of Abhinav Jindal versus Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax, and this case is reported in 476 ITR at page number 330, and the date of the judgment is 15th January 2025. In the present case, the assessment year was related to 2016-2017. The first notice under section 148 was issued to the assessee on 27th July 2022, which was not as per the adequate approval which is required under section 151. The assessee filed the writ petition, and the basis of filing the writ petition was that the approval was not adequate, and the first writ petition of the assessee was allowed in favor of the assessee. As far as the proceedings up to this level was concerned, there was no dispute. But when this writ petition was allowed in favor of the assessee, the revenue came by issuing a fresh notice to the assessee, which was related to the same assessment year on 24th April 2024. The assessee raised objections against this notice by saying that the assessment year is 16-17 and you are issuing the notice beyond 6 years, that is after 31st March 2023. So this notice is time barred. But the plea of the assessing officer was that the time utilized in the first writ petition should be excluded. But it was the submission of the assessee that until and unless the court in its earlier order has mentioned that the time lost in this writ petition should be excluded in calculating the limitation period, that time should not be excluded. But the assessing officer didn't consider the objections of the assessee and finally issued the notice under section 148 and passed the order under section 148A clause D. When the assessee filed a second writ petition in Delhi High Court, the court was of the very considered view that the pendency of a petition or a stay notice could not extend the limitation period to issue a fresh notice. The court was of the view that since department has not taken the steps in accordance with the law, so it cannot favor the revenue and it cannot extend the limitation period for issuing a second notice. The court was of the very considered view that until and unless in the disposal of the first writ petition it was specifically mentioned that the time utilized in the writ petition which was filed earlier should be excluded in calculating the limitation period, that period should not be excluded. And in the present case, the second notice issued by the revenue on 24th April 2024 for the assessment year 16-17 is clearly time barred. Friends, this is a very important case because in the present case, the first writ petition was on some other ground and the second writ petition was on some other ground. So the department cannot by its own extend the limitation period under section 149, and this is a very classical case where the assessee should know the importance of the limitation period given under section 149. At the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Abhinav Jindal versus Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax, and this case is reported in 476 ITR at page number 330, and the date of the judgment is 15th January 2025. Thank you, friends.